So what does it mean to invest in yourself? That is a question that every individual has to answer, and their answer should align with how they define success. My name is Michael Santos, and I'm the founder of prisonprofessors.org. We provide free content to help people in prison or people impacted by the justice system figure out how they can build their life. It's something I had to do while going through more than a quarter century in prison. I started in 1987 when I was 23 years old and didn't really have any concept of what it would mean to live in prison. But while I was in there, I learned how to think differently. I learned how to start preparing for the person I wanted to become on the other side of the journey when I got out of prison. And that's something that I would really encourage you to be doing right now, regardless of what level of success you've had in the past or what level of struggle you've had in the past. There's always more opportunity in the future than there is in the past, but you've got to start investing in yourself. I started in solitary confinement, and you could read all about that story if it interests you in Earning Freedom, Conquering a 45-Year Prison Sentence. Now, you can get that book on Amazon, you can get it through Audible, but if you don't have the money, we'll give it to you. We're 100% committed to helping people work toward becoming the best that they can possibly become. And I had, as I said, I had to start in solitary confinement. Even in an environment like that, where you're facing life in prison, even in an environment like that, you could start thinking about what you want to become. I knew I wanted to invest my time while I was incarcerated to prepare for the life I wanted to lead on the other side of the journey. And so what could you do while you were in there? Well, you could invest by developing your vocabulary. You could learn by developing your math skills. You could develop yourself by developing your writing skills, learning how to put words into sentences, sentences into paragraphs, paragraphs into persuasive articles, and building an influential network of support. That's what I'm doing here today. You see, I'm here in Las Vegas at the Bitcoin 2025 conference. And it is a very elaborate conference where you could see, if you just look around the scope of it, everybody's registering right now. These are where the whale passes are. That's the whale pass that I got here on my wrist. And the reason that I invested, I think 10, 15,000 altogether, I don't know, it might be close to 20,000 by the time I get out of Las Vegas. Why would I invest $20,000 just to come to an invest? Because I'm investing in what's important to me. What's important to me is to change America's prison system. And in order to do that, a person has to really think in innovative ways outside of conventional thinking. I've had to do that all through my journey through prison, and it's something I still have to do today. You have to figure out what's important in your life. I can assure you that the decisions that I make today in coming to conferences like this and investing significant amounts of capital to come to an event like this are only possible because of the decisions that I made while I was in prison. So they give you these wristbands, and it says, if I lose this wristband, I'm gonna have to purchase another ticket. I know there are no more whale passes available, and if we're too tight and we need to be cut off, keep the old one and get a replacement. And then here's the badge, right? So it's like super intentional. Everything is super intentional. Why? Well, because some of the most influential people in cryptocurrency are going to be in this conference, including two of the president's sons, Eric Trump and Donald Trump Jr., including Arthur Hayes, a multi-billionaire influencer, including Michael Saylor, CEO of Strategy, founder of MicroStrategy, including Senator Loomis. So many people, J.D. Vance, the Vice President of the United States, so many influential people are going to be here that there's a tight level of security. But it's not only coming to the event where you can network, it's also trying to learn more about, I would call a movement that gets away from big government, a movement that's decentralized, meaning it's not controlled by one person. I mean, right now I'm filming this in, I think it's the end of May 26, 2025. And there's a lot of, fluctuations going on in the world with tariffs and trade wars and so on. But there are no tariffs on Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is the people's money. It is decentralized finance. It's a digital ledger. And it's something that I invest in heavily because I don't want the government I want to minimize every possible way I can of having the government control my life. When you do 26 years in prison and you've gone through numerous government investigations and complications, you've got to think, I'm always going to be a target. And since I'm always a target, even if my whole focus is on doing great things and trying to help as many people as possible emerge from prison successfully with their dignity intact and with opportunities to prosper, I've got to anticipate that there are going to be problems. And in order to change the movement, I've got to follow the same path that led to this whole concept of cryptocurrency. I've got to connect with people who have aligned interests. I've got to give everything away for free and encourage people to reach their highest potential. I've got to network with people that aren't even thinking about the criminal justice system and have them recognize, how does this influence your life and everybody else's life? You see, the more people we incarcerate, the less money we have for more important programs like healthcare or education or infrastructure or developing technologies like artificial intelligence and biotech and so many others that advance society. I'm about investing in the future, not holding on to the past. And I want you to be thinking about that as well. If you're going into this journey for the first time and you don't know what to make of this or what you can do with your life, it's super important for you to come up with a plan, develop that CEO mindset that you could define the best possible outcome, just as I had to do while I was in solitary confinement, facing a life sentence in prison. While I was in there, I knew I wanted to get out with my dignity intact, with opportunities to prosper, and with the ability to live a life of abundance and meaning. And I was so fortunate that while I was in prison, I had opportunities to develop an education. I had opportunities to contribute to society in meaningful, measurable ways. And I had opportunities to develop a strong network. In fact, I found the love of my life inside of a prison while I was serving. I think I was in my 14th or 15th year of prison. We got married. She served the last 10 years with me. She's here holding the camera right now. She's my partner in everything. And all of that is possible because of the very intentional decisions I made. But this isn't about me, it's about you. What intentional decisions are you going to make today? What seeds can you start planting that will put you in the position for the success you want to build in the months, years, and decades ahead? If you want any more of this kind of information, everything is free. Visit us at prisonprofessors.org. We're a nonprofit that tries to change the system so that people can work toward earning freedom through merit. And that is something I deeply believe in. I believe it aligns with the crypto message of freedom. And I hope that you'll be a part of this community. You could look at our daily blogs, you could look at our lessons, you could look at our books. If you don't have money to buy the books, we will send them to you for free. Is there anything else I want to say before I close off this video? It's just that if you want to support our work, one of the ways that you could do it is subscribe to our content on YouTube, follow us on social, and just be a part of the change that you want to see in the world. My name is Michael Santos. I am the founder of Prison Investors, and I believe in you. Be cool.